Hello and welcome to another wicked gameplay video. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at a new aircraft from Carenado. This is the PA34 Seneca 5, I believe is the correct name for it. I hope I haven't got that wrong. What we're going to be doing is having a look around. This is the latest from Carenado, so it'd be interesting to see what the latest and greatest aircraft is like. It's quite a nice looking aircraft and a little bit unique, twin engine, and a little bit different to, say, the V2.2 that I did a review of in X-Plane. So here we have, I'm not sure what type of engines these are, but you can see they're forward mounted of the wings, which is something sort of a bit unusual, at least for myself. It's something I noticed after I started flying this aircraft, that these are mounted quite far forward compared to other twin engine aircraft where usually they're set back. So I'm not really sure what the reason for that is, but it's just an interesting observation. And it can make flying a little bit, not flying as such, but looking around, like looking at scenery, it really does cut off a lot of your view forward of the cockpit, so you can look back. And but there must be a good reason. So this is the aircraft. I'm actually going in the green machine today, so I've picked the green livery. It does come with about 4 or 5 other ones, a lot of blues and blue and red, and a red one, and obviously a plain white one, so you could skin one, I guess, if you really wanted to. But pretty cool looking plane. So let's see if I can get a bit of a close up here. I'm not very good with the cameras in Prepared, and it's just one of those things I'm not very good at yet. So that is not what I wanted to do. How about this? We'll see if we can just get up, have a little bit of a closer look at this thing. Now let's just look at that. Like you can see, you know, the rivets, and it's very, very well done. You know, it's what you'd expect from Carenado. You know, that's just typical. The paintwork looks amazing. Look at that nice sort of satin shine on that. Looks really cool. Now this has a door here to get the passengers in, which I was actually wondering myself how they get in this aircraft. And this is the first Carenado aircraft I've actually purchased for Prepared, just to have a look at what they're like. Normally most of the ones I've had previously have been for X-Plane, so this is the first one that doesn't come with Prepared itself. Quite nice looking, very well modelled, what you'd expect, nothing new there, I guess. Really, really nice aircraft. What I might do is jump inside now and we'll have a little look at what it looks like inside. I hear a bit of noise. I don't know if that's normal, like there's a fan on in here. There is an option here for cold and dark, so let me see if I can get the right thing up. So you can get cold and dark and it does not go away, so I'm not really sure what that sound is, or whether you can even hear it, but I can hear this like fan sound. So anyway, that's fine, I'm going to deal with that. Let's jump in the back and have a little look around. So here we go, we've got our obligatory table that comes with aircraft, with the Carenado aircraft. You can just click and close. You have these shutter blinds here. It's pretty cool. You just click them. A little bit nicer than, say, what they did in X-Plane, where you got to kind of click and drag. So these ones here you can just click. Say this aircraft actually reminds me of the Mirage that they did for X-Plane. We've also got some lights up here. You know, this is actually just looks like a sort of a luxury 6-seater, I guess you might want to call it. Yeah, so that's that. Now let's have a little look at, I might just try and jump back outside again, and if we can get this right. Now I want to see if let's have a little look for what they have here. That's the panels. Windows Manager. So let's have a look at that. Okay. So here we have our static elements, what you might expect. Pitot cover, sights, prop check, props, chocks, sights. That's interesting. Passenger door. Oh, that's on the other side. And the baggage door. That is actually the first time I noticed that was here. So we'll close that. And I'm just going to scoot around this other side here. If I can remember my views here. Absolutely hopeless in this plane. These views. So my inside views are okay. But what I'm going to do is do this. And then we'll just duck around. Me failing here. I definitely prefer, even with Easy Dock, I just find it really clumsy, the views. That's maybe just me. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. But there you go. There's passenger door. So the baggage door, we close the passenger door there. Get rid of the static elements. Let's leave the VC windows and instrument reflections on. And basically, you just press these shift buttons here, which gives you all the different instruments. Not that one. So you can see you can just fill up your screen full of these. Okay, so let's just jump inside here and have a little look. So we have our main cockpit area with our couple of standard sort of gauges here, your engine instruments, and then we have our primary flight display, and our proper name for that is, I'm struggling to remember, the multifunction display, I believe it is. There's the two GNS 430s, your pedestal area here. Now down here I kind of didn't notice, it took me a little while to realize where the fuel mixture and trim was. It's all here, your trim, and then you've also got your fuel cutoffs here, and some, it looks like some sort of heating and stuff there. So cow flaps there in the middle underneath the pedestal, prop sync in the middle, and pretty typical. Now it is very Piper inside, which I guess is to be expected. And then we also have up the top here, like the Mirage, your main switches here to get things on the road. There is also a light switch, which probably won't work because power is off. Then you've got some dome lights and stuff here, so it's quite a nice plane. Okay, let's fire this thing up. So first thing we will need to do, if I can remember which is my shortcuts here, is turn on these fuel pumps, not fuel pumps, open the fuel, got heat, and switch defrost on or off. Air intake. So we're going to come up here, we're going to turn the battery on, we're going to turn the right alternator on, and left and right mags, and you can hear that there's a fuel pump. I don't know if that needs to be on for starting. I know I generally don't. We'll give ourselves some mixture and you apply some throttle. Just put this forward, and we check that no one is going to be turned into mincemeat, and we hit the starter. Let's see if the sound comes through the door. I don't really hear much of a difference. I don't know, it seems like Carenado's not doing the sound coming through the doors that they used to. Anyway, that's just what it seems like. So we've got that. We'll do the same for the left side. We'll turn the left alternator on, left fuel pump, mags, and actually what I should have done, turn my strobe on, turn the nav lights on, and we'll start the left engine. But it's not going to start because I haven't given it mixture. That's right. Okay, let's go. Let's try that again. Give it a bit of throttle. Okay. Now let's see if this makes a difference. Maybe a touch. Not the same as, say, the Bonanza. The Bonanza that I have for X-Plane. Definitely a little bit different. Okay, so we've got this far. I think we can leave everything else up there on. What we want to do is turn on the Avionics, and that should be down here. So we've got our heating and anti-ice, all that stuff, and over here we have our radio master, which is going to turn on both our primary flight displays and our secondary display here, multifunction one. Ground clear off. I'll just leave that off there for the time being. Now, what you can do here, this is pretty cool, although I don't really know how to use all of it. You'll see we've also got the latest sort of 3D knobs that have been around in some of the Carenado aircraft, at least for FSX and Prepared. So here you can see you can sort of turn these. These are really cool. I really like this. So we'll just flick this alert off, and I might just zoom in a little bit to see where we are. 300 nautical miles. You can get some idea what we're doing here. You can I really don't know what I'm doing here. Just wait for that. I think it looks like it might be loading. You can actually flick this and get some sort of menu options, which I have not played around with yet. That was me playing around in a previous flight. You can also switch this and go across the different menus, but I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this thing, because I've never had an aircraft with a multifunction display. You can also reset. Really don't know how to get back. I think it says, let's hit enter there. There we go. Okay, let's leave it at that. Actually, one thing that's cool here, this is a G600, I believe, so we've got our information at the top here. You've got your tapes for speed, your altitude, VS indicator, and then we have like your heading bug here, which you can then use this to adjust, which is really cool. Your course, whichever course you want to take, your altitude there to set, and your vertical speed, and your barometer. I think your barometric reading, whatever it's called. We also have this thing, DME, although I don't really use those. And yeah, that pretty much sums up kind of what's in here. I mean, you have all your standard instruments, transponder, all that stuff. So what we might do is get it up into the air and have a little look at what she's like to fly. One thing I do want to do here is get the torpedo heat going, and we're good to go. So let's release the brakes. Oops. Which way is the correct takeoff here? Let's have a little look. We'll get some air traffic control up here. There's no ATIS here. Fantastic. Well, we're just going to have to wing it then. Now this is called Bella Coola. This airport, it's one of the ones that comes with the scenery, some of the Orbix scenery. It's one of the free airports that comes with it. think it's Pacific fjords, or however you say that. Being an Aussie, I really don't know what the proper pronunciation is. And as you can see here, look at these engines, how much of the view they take up. You really just can't see anything outside the wing area here, so you wouldn't want to take this aircraft on a photo shoot, you know, doing scenery photos. Very nice scenery though. One thing I have to say about Prepared, and I'm assuming FSX, because I don't have a FSX yet, although I probably will pick it up when it goes onto Steam. Yeah, I really do like the scenery. I think it's quite nice. I don't see a windsock anywhere, which is kind of what I'm looking for. Breaking all the rules here. Really should have had my taxi lights on. Now, if you're wondering what this thing is on the windscreen here, I did a little bit of research, and I believe it's some kind of window heater. I originally thought it was like a HUD heads-up display, and was really trying everything I could to get this thing to work, but soon found out that no, it's not a heads-up display, so a little bit disappointing. It is what it is. Quite a nice sounding aircraft though. Interesting how the left engine from behind has the vents at the back there, but the right one doesn't. I would have thought they would be the same. Alright, let's turn around. Such a nice aircraft though. It does looks quite nice, and I love the sound of those engines. It reminds me of the 1960s muscle cars. And this does look like quite a short runway. It might help if I'm straight, actually. So what I'm going to do is probably use... Well, I hope we have enough runway here. I've never taken off from here in this aircraft or any aircraft. It looks quite short now I'm looking at, so I'm going to use two things of flaps, two stages. I think you're only supposed to use one. Actually, let's get a one. Let's have a little look at our cowl flaps here. They should be... Are they supposed to be closed? Open. I think they're supposed to be open. Okie dokie. I think we'll move this forward so we get some decent power, and let's hope that we make this runway. Okay, let's go. Bit of a handful. I don't have rudder pedals, I just have a built-in rudder on my joystick here. Okay, so we should have really got up at about 71 knots. I left that a little bit late. Better gear up. It's actually quite a stable plane once you get up into the air. Trim that forward a little bit. So yeah, here we are with some amazing scenery. Pretty nice aircraft, and it's really smooth to fly. Extremely smooth. It's very, very nice. Also got active sky next, controlling our weather. Maybe I'll just see if this is the current weather. I don't know if I actually set that up. I think we're about to possibly have a bit of a change. Let's see. I just set that to the current weather here. So ground clearance. Should be able to get that here somewhere. There we are. So you can see here it's going to start telling us that we're in some kind of mountainous areas. Just to point out the obvious. It also has a built-in weather radar. Would be really nice to try and turn around and get the plane back on the ground, because I'd really like to have a look at this on the ground with some night lighting. So we have our light switch here. Some gauges. We've also got our lights inside, these dome lights here. If we were to have a look, looks like we're okay for the time being. So we could have our heading bug here and say we want to head straight ahead here. Okay, so now we've got our heading bug. We could set our altitude. It's currently at 6,000. Vertical speed at 300. And then we could just hit our autopilot, which is over here. And there you go. We're good to go. We can also get, let me see if I got this right, get that up here as well, so we can have a look at it outside of the cockpit. What else do we have? The GPS here. There's also that there that you can have a look at if you want to have it pulled out of the cockpit. So we're not set onto autopilot yet, I don't believe. Huh. We are. I just don't see anything up here. Maybe because I need to set it specifically. Also got our night lighting test switch here. I know why, I'm an idiot. Got to hit my heading button here for it to activate, and then we'll see up here above the primary flight display, we'll start to see what we have going. So we've got our VS and our heading. This is pretty much exactly what the Piper has. Set our trim, everything there, and we're good. So you can also dial in this knob here and adjust your V speed. Oops. Open another window. So I actually think we're pretty good to turn around. What I might do is just flick off the... No, you don't want to do that while you're flying. I always think that having the Avionics master there, yeah, probably not a great idea, but that's just me not being used to it. So there's the warning saying that the autopilot has been turned off. So actually, before I do anything, I might just set this heading bug all the way around to here, which is opposite where we are now, and that's where the runway is. So let's see how we go. Quite mountainous around here. Probably should be backing off on the revs and stuff. You can see it's quite high there, the RPM. Should be pulling back on the props, but I don't have the throttle controls or anything. I don't have any of those. I just have a Cytec Cyborg joystick, which I already did a little review on. Since this is my foray into flight simulation, do is get back down into that valley. So here we're trimmed down a lot. Very nice. We want to be heading back this way, because this is actually where the runway is. Probably something. I should already have done that. I've already got my prop sync on. Nice. So we can just enjoy the beautiful scenery here from Orbix. This is actually a free airport that comes with this scenery, and let me just see if I can quickly have a look what the scenery is. US, Canada, Pacific, Fords. Fords. I wish I knew how to say it, but I don't. So that's what we're looking at here. I don't have FTX Global, so this is just that region. Pull back on the PM, we're quite high at the moment, so thinking we're going to be coming in way too hot. So we've got a bit of height to wash this height off. Might be a bit challenging. So maybe I can just bank a little bit. Try and get some of this speed off. Speed's coming down now. Just need to pitch this nose up a little bit so we can get some of that speed off. Technically this is probably too fast, I believe, for the landing gear, but I'm gonna put it down. My landing gear going down. Doesn't look like my landing gear wants to come down. There it is. Oh, we've only got one. Alright, we're going to do a crash landing. We're going to see how we go. We're on one wheel. Yeah, they're all come down now. It's a bit slow, that's all. I think we might have to do an abort. Alright, I'm aborting. I probably could have got that onto the ground. Wheels are back up. sometimes you just have to fly around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload this airport. We're going to skip the landing. Actually no, I'll land it, but I'll trim out the... I'll edit the video so it doesn't have the fly around. We'll just come in for another landing. Okay, we're coming in pretty low, but we should be able to get this, hopefully, this time around. Gears all down this time. Pretty sure that that's probably way too fast for flaps. These trees. Oh, I don't know if I actually got through them. Stop in time. Okay, so we made it. But what I'd like to do is have a look at what this thing looks like in the dark. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to stop it right here. We're just going to have a look at what this looks like at night. A night preview. Okay. Let's apply that. So there you go, we have some night light. This primary flight display is not working. Let's try and turn that back on. So how these work, we can turn these on, which just kind of gives you this nice blue light. And what we might do is turn on the landing lights there. You can see let's jump outside. Not really sure what the reason for the pulse lights are. Maybe it's... I really don't know. Great to, if anyone knows what those pulse lights are for, it'd be great to know. So we've got the strobes there, we've got landing lights is on, and the taxi lights off in the middle there, so you can see that makes that difference. They could have went off actually once we're up in the air. I think they can go to about 10,000 feet. See these, the night switch. And that pretty much covers it all. I mean, the only other thing really I haven't looked at is this panel here, which you can just flick between your fuel, your instruments, I guess for your engine, and then your electronics and temperatures. Oh, there's a few switches here. I didn't even know some of these were here. So there you go. Temperature, so you can flick around here. This is pretty cool. And that pretty much covers this aircraft. Very nice. I'm really happy with this. Definitely a nice aircraft to fly in P3D. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Always constructive feedback is welcome. Just remember, I'm not a real pilot. In actual fact, I'm not even a... I haven't even been flight simming for that long. So, you know, I hope you enjoyed the video and what I've been able to explain about this aircraft. Okay guys and girls, hope you enjoyed this and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, did you know, do you think I said hope you enjoyed this enough? Hey? Yes? Okay. Catch you next time.